Now, the Palm Mortuary has to be one of the oldest businesses in town, opening way back in 1927. The cemetery attached to it is the final resting place of some of Las Vegas's most famous and infamous residents. Now, the most infamous resident of the Palm Mortuary was an employee that also lived here right in the embalming room. And did I mention he grew up to become a future serial? Let's get into it. So it was within these halls that John Wayne Gacy worked and wandered around all throughout the night. Now you're probably asking yourself, how did John Wayne Gacy end up in Las Vegas? He ran away from home, ran away from his father as a teenager, and at the suggestion of his cousin, ended up in Las Vegas. Now, John Wayne Gacy, once he arrived in Vegas, got in a little trouble owing an ambulance company a bunch of money. Ended up lying about his age to work for the ambulance company to pay off his debt. Said he was 21. And once they figured out how old he was, they transferred him over here to be a janitor at the Palm Mortuary. Now, working at the Palm Mortuary kind of worked out perfectly for Gacy because not only did he work here, but he's also able to stay on the property without having to pay rent. So I helped him save up money and do what he needed to do. Now, Gacy started work each night at 9 p.m. The Palm Mortuary was closed for business, and he was the only person in the facility, which means John Wayne Gacy was in charge of a mortuary. Try to kind of wrap your head around that one. So on the first night, the owner of the mortuary gave him enough work to keep him busy for at least 7 hours, and Gacy had it done within 2. Now, Gacy would spend his free time wandering around the facilities dressed in the clothing of deceased people, trying on makeup, trying on different jewelry, clothing, gowns. The weirdest part is he would sit down and divulge all his secrets to recently deceased people for hours and hours upon end, telling them his secrets, his desires. But the weirdest part was yet to come. Now, the owner of Palm Mortuary figured there was something truly up with John Wayne Gacy, and his fears were confirmed when it was discovered that John Wayne Gacy had been performing unnatural acts with the corpse of a teenage boy. And before the owner of the Palm Mortuary could confront Gacy about it, John Wayne Gacy fled back to Chicago. Now, it could be argued that Gacy's time at the Palm Mortuary is what really fueled his thirst for the future crimes that he would commit later on in Chicago and in other locations in the Midwest. Now, however, if you are in the area, I would highly advise coming down and visiting the downtown Palm Mortuary and Cemetery. It is a beautiful facility with a lot of rich Las Vegas history. And if you're not following the Random Abyss, then what are you doing? Please click like, share, and subscribe. We're available on all major social media platforms. And you can catch us at our very own website, www.therandomabyss.net.